Hey, it's the preacher. It's time for another teachable moment. This is my woodshed. I know some people have sheds built dedicated to storing their firewood, but I just use the empty lean-to here on this old barn. It's pretty rickety, but it keeps my wood dry. Gives me a dry place to work. I'm out of the sun. Sometimes I'm out of the wind. But it got me to thinking, a lot of people don't have a woodshed anymore. People just burn wood for aesthetics, and they buy a bundle of it at the gas station for $8 and burn a little fire, and they've had a fireplace. But we used to have a saying called taking someone out behind the woodshed. And the idea was, if your parents were going to spank you, they'd take you out of the house, away from everybody else, out behind the woodshed, which would be a place nobody would be at. They'd give you a good spanking. So if somebody got their butt kicked, they got taken out behind the woodshed. But I got to thinking, really, if we just took kids to the woodshed, we wouldn't have to take them behind the woodshed near as often. We live in a day where nobody wants to work. I mean, literally everybody is hiring and nobody wants to work. Kids today have never been taught how to work. Mom and dad, many of them, have tried to provide for their kids all the things they didn't have. And in turn, they let them play sports their whole life. They kept them entertained and distracted with video games. And they never made them work. They never taught them how to do manual physical labor. So I'm of the opinion that American kids today not only need to be taken behind the woodshed from time to time as needed, but they need to be taken to the woodshed. You don't have to work them like a dog, but you need to teach them how to work. You need to teach them the value of work. You need to teach them that working provides for their living. Quit just giving them money. Make them earn it. And make them earn it doing physical work. And while I'm on the subject of work, it's not just kids that need to be taught how to work, it's adults. I understand that some people have disabilities, real disabilities that prevent them not from working, but from making a living. And so I'm not against the government helping people that can't make a living. But that don't mean you can't work. Unless you're an invalid and cannot use your hands, or your mind is gone and you cannot reason and logically work through a problem, there's something you can do. I remember as a kid growing up, an old man that was crippled, and he tied fishing lures. And he would sit in a chair and tie crappie jigs and bass flies. He even made his own rods and sold them. There's something you can do. You just need to get off your rear end and do it. And you need to take responsibility and get your kids off their rear end, get them working as well. I don't want it to sound like a rant, but really, people need to learn to work. And if we worked more, we'd have less time to get in trouble, and we wouldn't need behind the woodshed near as much if we spent time in the woodshed. Thanks for listening.